Hello, I'm Alicia. You are in the right place if you are ready to experiment with messy minimalist journaling, if you are ready to explore mental health and personal growth, and if you're ready to start to think about all those feelings and stuff. So today's video is all about using your bullet journal to remember the little things that make you, you. And first I'm going to tell you what I've been trying, and I'm going to walk you through my journal, and then I'm going to recap how my little experiment from last week went, and then I will set up my weekly spread and I will send you along your way. So yeah, in the back of my journal I have a new thing that I call Epiphanies and learning, and I've had it for a couple weeks now. I just forgot to show you guys last week. So here is my first epiphany. This is the first one that made everything else possible. I have a tendency to sign up for things that I don't really want to do, then beat myself up afterward because I wasn't skilled at it or prepared for it. So yeah, I have short-term memory issues, and sometimes I forget who I am. Now, not like I have amnesia. It's just that sometimes in the heat of the moment, I forget what my likes and my dislikes are, what my values are, and so this makes it kind of like it makes it very difficult to avoid the shiny objects, and it also makes it difficult to plan or even like to hold a conversation sometimes. If you ask me what my favorite books or movies are, I probably couldn't answer you very quickly. I'll just draw a blank. So anytime I have an aha moment or like a self-awareness moment, you know, like when the lightning just hits you, I want to write it down here. So yeah, a few weeks ago I had started something similar called the Intelligence Report, and I got the idea from the book ADHD for Smartass Women. This is just kind of a rundown of my values, my passions, my purpose, like different talents that I have, things like that. In my next journal, I'm going to put all of this important kind of juicy information in the things that I want to refer to regularly. I'm going to put those in the back of the journal, so that way I'm more likely to look at it. But why did I even write that first epiphany? I'll explain more about that in just a moment. But first, I just wanted to show you, now don't laugh you guys, because there's not really much to see just yet. But first, I wanted to show you the what I like section of my journal now. I just wanted a place to kind of help me remember more of the surface level things about myself. So yeah, I've noticed in conversations that I forget, especially like I forget what books I like, and I read all the time, but it's like I just forget what I've read, and I forget which books are my favorites. And so that's why I have books here first, and I have music, I have food. I have Chinese broccoli here randomly because I was thinking about that, like making a stir fry. I know people who are neurotypical or people who have better memories than I do, they don't have this problem, but I do. Might as well deal with it. Also, I hope that it will kind of inspire me to get out of my rut a little bit and try those new things, especially with music. I really struggle with music. I just think this will be fun, and it was an opportunity to play with my little gel pens. These are just dollar store, Dollar Tree gel pens. I got them for $1.25. So yes, hopefully all of this will make me sound a little more interesting in conversation. I think I'm an interesting person sometimes. But what about my experiment from last week? Boop, boop, boop. So what happened was last week I made this long ass list of 20 questions, and I was just like, hold on to your butts. I'm going to write these 20 questions and I'm going to answer them on Sunday morning to help me plan my week. And if you want to see the questions without my hands flailing all around in front of them, you can check out last week's video, and I'll leave a link down in the description box. I did this because I was definitely in kind of like a guilt spiral about being unprepared and sleep deprived and cranky for a FaceTime with my friend where we were going to make vision boards together. But the thing is, this is an activity that I didn't even like to do anyway. So I was just feeling guilty that I hadn't prepared and I didn't have any materials and I was just a cranky butt. And so I was like, I need to plan better. I need to plan better. And that is true. That is true. I did need to plan better. But the real issue is, let's go back to this epiphany here. The real issue is that I have a tendency to sign up for things that I don't really want to do, then beat myself up afterward because I wasn't skilled at it or prepared for it. So I really enjoyed the questions, and I do think that they helped me plan better overall, and I was able to get them all done within my 2-hour time slot that I gave myself. But it's just a lot of written information to come back and look at later. I don't know what I was thinking. Halfway through writing these answers, I started to wonder, if I wrote these questions to kind of punish myself for being ill-prepared sometimes, These are questions that I could answer in my head instead of writing the answers down. How about that? So I will say that the thing that gives me the little bit of organization that I do have is my routine. And if I'm going to break my usual routine, then I need to be prepared for that because that's when things can just go left very quickly. But I still like having my little planning time on Sundays. I thought that was really enjoyable. So the place that I go to, it's a coffee shop, and I usually get a latte. I'm responsible. But they also serve alcohol. And so this time I had a mimosa, which, trust me, I needed a mimosa to get through all of these questions. If you're feeling a little less self-aware these days, journaling prompts are great. Of course, I give journaling prompts all the time on this channel. So those are great if you have the time to sit down and kind of dig deep into them. But if you're forgetful like me, and you want to have all the information in one place, maybe try making just a page where you have your epiphanies, or maybe make an intelligence report. Or, you could just start a little, what I like page section so that you don't forget who you are. Finger guns, pew, 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 pew. But you don't want to hear all that. You want to get on to the weekly spread. You want to set up this weekly spread and get started for the coming week. Yeah! Bam! So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to write the month. Last week of January already. We are flying through the sky now. Look at us. All right, now I'm going to put the month here with my month stampy. Okay, and now it is time to write our intention of the week. All right, here is our intention of the week. I intend to think of different ways I can get to know myself and remember myself while also being kind when I forget. Boundaries and opinions aren't built overnight, usually, and learning to stay true to myself is an ongoing process. Okay, now I'm going to make my habit tracker. I'm going to split this little section in half and then go to about right here. And I'm going to put in this little square my goals for the first quarter of this year. And then in this square, I'm going to put my goals for the week. I usually try to give myself maybe 3 goals that I would like to accomplish for the week to feel productive and successful in life. So I have, yes, my goals for the week, my Q1 goals. Now I'm going to leave some space for the coming 2 weeks. So yeah, I just want to be able to plan ahead a little bit. So we're going to have, I want to make the writing a little smaller so I have more space because I have so much going on. So yes, I'm going to do February 2nd through the 8th, and then February 9th through the 15th. There. All right. Things like upcoming appointments, interviews, trips, birthdays, any kind of special event or thing like that that I want to remember, I try to put here. And now it is time for our quote of the week. This is our quote of the week. And this is why I made this section kind of smaller, because it's the Oprah. I wanted to give her lots of space. Don't be confused between what people say you are and who you know you are. And that is Oprah Winfrey. I don't know, and I hope you will tell me in the comments, do you ever feel feelings of confusion around who you are, what you like, what you want, because you have the entire world telling you different things? And sometimes it's just easy to, for everything to just be swirled up in your brain like a blender and you don't know what's up. So yeah, this is why I want to always explore that in my journal. And let me know in the comments if that is something that you struggle with. But anyway, we're going to get back to our weekly spread. We're going to do the other page now. And last week I messed this up so bad, but it didn't turn out. So I made this section much smaller than the rest of the sections because I didn't have my little markers lined up the way that I should have. It's okay, Okay, so these are my sections for each day. There are a multitude of different ways I could have gone about this. I just wanted to choose what I felt would be the most precise for this week because I got tired of messing it up. I had a little marker cheat sheet thing here on the side in the inside cover of my book. So if that works out well for you, maybe that's something you might want to try. And then I tried to just guess based on the previous week. That didn't turn out so well. So this week I just went ahead and took the time to count the dots and mark and count the dots and mark, which is the most boring way. But that's okay. It's the way that looks the best so far, except I just smeared my ink right there. Of course. So yes, sometimes it depends on what part of the weekly spread or what part of the journal. Sometimes I don't care if it's messy or if the lines are all janky or whatever. I don't care. But for the to-do list, maybe it's just because I look at it the most. I like it to be more neat. So now I am going to write the dates in here. I'm writing a little more small so that I can leave more space to write stuff. And now I'm going to approximately go halfway down the page and make my little squares so I could do my to-do list. I'm trying to avoid my brain and my hand not agreeing. I try not to have to-dos on Sunday, so let me just remember that and not put any squares for Sunday, which I seem to do almost every week. I hope all these, the squares are gonna fit. All right. There. What I'm gonna do for Sunday is I'm going to draw a big old heart because this is supposed to be my self-care day. Sundays are going to be reserved for self-care tasks and planning, so that is what I will do. I don't know what my self-care task is going to be this week, so we'll see. Now I'll have to think on that. Okie dokie. Now I'm almost done. I'm gonna put just some finishing touches, a little splash of color. I'm gonna go ahead and actually I want to write in February 1st. Let that dry. All right, and then I will highlight this week, make it pretty purple. There we go. And I went ahead and put my little planning session, my 2-hour planning session on Sunday, because even though I didn't quite like the way that I did it last Sunday, I did like doing it overall, and I do think it was helpful. And also, did you know that planning is a form of self-care? Anyway, that is my weekly spread. I thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you subscribe so that you can join me next week and we can plan out more crazy experiments to do in our journals together and think about feelings and stuff. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you try any of these different things to help you remember who you are, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And I'm going to give you the upside down wave goodbye. Have a good week.